Hi guys, it's Dee. So I am going to explain to you how you can create the lifestyle of your dreams and get everything you want in your life, and how you're totally capable of achieving this as long as you're prepared to face being uncomfortable and to embrace discomfort, okay? And the reason I'm qualified to tell you about this is because I know everything. First of all, no, I'm just kidding. But because not only have I studied it, and I've studied it and learned about it in psychology and in life, like life skill management and like forensic psychology and that sort of thing, and studies in science on how to make change. But more importantly and more valuable is that I'm a people talker. I talk to people. I'm a people watcher. I value life stories from young people, from old people, from different people. I'll give you an example. I went out last night with my girlfriends, spent half the night. First of all, everyone I talked to, which are the people who weren't drunk, was everybody in the bar that wasn't drunk. I talked to them at least once. I could tell you their names. I could tell you what they do for a living. I could tell you if they have kids. Like, I talk to people, I learn from them. I can tell you where they're from, but I spent most of my night talking to these two gentlemen who were lovely. They were in their mid-40s, and they just relocated here from Bangladesh a few weeks ago. They just up and decided they were unhappy with their lives. Neither of them were married. They didn't have kids. They were bored, and they just weren't getting what they wanted where they were. So they planned it. It took them some time. They saved up some money, enough to get here, and they just kind of threw on their backpacks and moved to Canada. And these dudes came from fantastic jobs. They have excellent educations and careers, but they had guts and they were ready to be uncomfortable. And they're working in jobs that are not the level that they came from, that are below their academic achievement, and they're proud of it. It doesn't mean they don't value themselves. They value themselves so much that they're willing to be uncomfortable and do jobs that make them uncomfortable to achieve the goals that they want. They're willing to move to a country where they aren't comfortable with the language, to learn something new, to become more well-traveled and cultured, and to experience the world and to gather information. And information gatherers, those people are the ones you're going to learn the most from. These two guys were fascinating, and they weren't trying to pick me up. They weren't anything. We just had fabulous conversation, and I learned so much from these gentlemen, and it just reinforced what I already know, and it inspired me to make this video. So I have 11 points for you, and I'll probably get sidetracked because they're in-depth points, but I'm going to try not to because I want to keep it to a decent length. So first of all, if you want your lifestyle, and I have notes here so I stay on track, kind of, maybe. If you want to create the lifestyle of your dreams and make it a reality, then there's 11 choices or issues that you have to face head on and deal with that keep you in this limited circle of life that you're in right now. And if your life is so great, you wouldn't be watching this video. If you were so happy and content with your life, you probably wouldn't be looking at topics such as changing your lifestyle and achieving your dream lifestyle. None of us are living our dream lifestyles. We always want to do better. We always want to self-improve. I mean, that we should, at least. That's the goal. We want to do better and self-improve, and there's ways to do that. So first of all, the first very big limiter in change and in improving our lifestyle is budgeting and finance skills. And the reason I say that is because it terrifies most of us, and it's either because we don't know about it because we were never taught and we never learned it, or because we're scared of it because we are not living within our budgets, or we just don't have the financial means right now to achieve the lifestyle that we want to. And that's okay. We don't need to. All we need to do is not be scared of it. And it's uncomfortable at first, but every day when you wake up in the morning, here's a tip to get over that fear. Open up your banking. Look in your wallet. See how much money you have. Look in your banking. I don't care if your bank account's negative. Look at it every day. Write it down that it's negative. And when you're bored, when you're on it, when you're not feeling negative and sad about it, brainstorm ways you can make extra money. Even if it's sell a few things on Marketplace or whatever, anything. $5, $10, every dollar is a dollar, guys. Think of what you can do. Think of things you can cut out. It's the difference between your need to haves and your nice to haves. prioritize your need to haves. You need to pay your bills. You need to do these things. If you don't have enough money to do those things, look at ways you can make an extra little bit of money just to cover the need to haves right now. Worry about the nice to haves later. Throw in a nice to have once every few weeks or once a week, whatever you need to keep your spirits up, because your spirit and your motivation is very important. But what should keep you motivated is that every day when you're doing this, you are working towards living the life of your dreams. So the more uncomfortable you feel, the further down the road you are already. So it's a good thing. It's good. The second one is having emotional social intelligence. So being able to network properly, being able to take opportunities to meet people and to learn from them and to grow and to build your connections and to let people know who you are and recognize your skills and your strengths and that you have value, and sharing your value and your worth with them, and being able to do it at an appropriate time, in an appropriate place, in an appropriate manner. So like if you're out on a date, that might not be the time to dump your resume on somebody, but like the talk about like the 3-minute elevator chat or whatever, the 2-minute, 1-minute elevator pitch, whatever it is, that's a real thing. And it doesn't need to be taken like verbatim, done in an elevator, but sometimes you've got a few minutes, a window of opportunity to talk to somebody in your organization or your company that you wouldn't necessarily run into, and you can make an impression simply by approaching them, shaking their hand, telling them you know their name, saying, "Hi, this is my name. I know who you are. I recognize you. I'm like, it's such a pleasure to meet you in person, and this is my name and this is my role, and this is what I do for you in your company. And I admire the work you've done, and I'm so proud to be a part of your organization." Something small like that puts you on the radar. When I talked about before emotional and social intelligence, it's knowing that how to stand out to people. And like I discussed before, I go into work early. When I work from the office, I'm there an hour before everybody else because I want everybody to see my light on. I want to be the one to welcome everybody in the morning because everyone knows who I am. And I'm in a new job. I've only been there a month, but everybody knows my name. And when everybody comes in the morning, if I haven't been in the hallway saying good morning, everyone pops by my office, knocks on the door and says, "Hey, good morning. How's your day going so far? How's it going?" Because they know my day started an hour ago before the business hours usually start. So there's ways to have social and emotional intelligence. It works with dating. Read about it, guys. Do some research. This is where, I've been to school. I've had a lot of education in this stuff, but I'm telling you, there is nothing in comparison to day-to-day research, reading journal articles, reading studies, reading things on the internet. Get on the internet, read, soak in information, take it in. What you put into yourself is what you're going to get out of yourself. And that is the same for food, what you put into your body, what you put into your fitness, what you put into your intellect. So the more educational and academic information you feed your brain, the more intellect you're going to be able to produce and put out and share with others. The more social skills and social experience you take in and you experience, the more social skills you're going to be able to demonstrate and participate in and be able to share with others, and you'll be able to capitalize on. So what you take in is 100% what you're going to give back to this world and what you're able to give back. So don't forget that. That's important. Physical health and fitness. I just almost covered it. What you put in is what you're going to get out of it. If you feel like garbage and crap and you don't want to climb a flight of stairs, then what's going to make you run up and down to like grab the paperwork you actually need out of your like briefcase or whatever, or your file folder, and if you left it like downstairs and your office is upstairs, and instead you do a half-assed job on your project because you don't have the numbers or the stats that you need to do something properly. Like, you need to be in good physical shape to, first of all, to live a long, healthy life. Secondly, to feel good while you're living, because when you feel like garbage, your brain can't concentrate because your body comes first. Your brain and your body focus on needs versus extra. And unfortunately, what we produce intellectually and how we can perform is secondary to our basic body functions. Our brain is always going to prioritize our basic body functions. So if we're not fit and in good shape, our brain is going to concentrate on maximizing all of its energy, all of its vitamins and nutrients into filling our body and putting it in the best shape it can be. If we're not drinking enough water, all the waters go into our cells to flush through our digestive system. We're not feeding our brain cells. We're not feeding anything extra. So make sure there is a surplus, and don't worry about your weight. If you're fit, you got to eat healthy, you got to feed your brain, you got to feed your body. If you're living an active lifestyle and you're still heavy, that's okay. Activity and physical movement is more important than your weight. Worry about your weight later. Worry about your healthy lifestyle today. And as long as you're making moves forward, again, you're further and further down the road towards achieving the dream that you want to be your reality. Okay? So bad habits, smoking, drinking in the evenings to calm down or to help yourself fall asleep. All of these things, as somebody who didn't know better, who wasn't educated in this area, I would say just like cut it out and stick to it. But I know that's not healthy a lot of times, and it's not safe, especially when it comes to alcohol and drugs, even prescription drugs that have been prescribed for you for healthy reasons. Some of them you become dependent on, and that's different than addiction. It's dependence. It means our bodies are lazy. They'll do the very least they have to do to be able to function. So if you start giving it a certain medication, whatever your body was doing before that medication that your body does, that it wasn't doing enough of, which is why you're on the med, it'll do even less while you're on that medication. And when you stop taking that med, it'll be doing so little because it's used to that medication that it won't be enough for your body to function, and you'll get sick, you'll be unwell. So if you have bad habits, even if it's a smoking habit, I get allergies in the morning. It's just disgusting. It's absolutely freaking gross. Anyway, always go to your doctor, go to a walk-in clinic, go anywhere, and be straight up. It's like the confessional. There's nothing you can tell them that they haven't heard before. You could say, I drink to fall asleep. I drink because I need to in the morning to wake up, or else I'm shaky and I can't do my job. Like, I know people in the highest professions that you wouldn't imagine, and a majority of them that have substance abuse issues. And it's because their lives are so stressful and there's so much challenge, and so they have to be on it all the time. They need help to sleep. They need help to wake up. They need it to concentrate. They need it to focus. They need it to go without the sleep, without the eating, without the nutrients. They need to supplement with these drugs or alcohol. And it's a pandemic in itself. So go to a doctor. Trust me, they understand. They'll help you. They'll help you do it the right way so you don't feel withdrawals, you don't feel sick, and you can cut those bad habits out of your life and be the person you want to be. And like, be that person even before you've cut out those habits. Like, decide, like, I'm not a drinker anymore. Like, I'm just not a drinker. And if I'm drinking, it's because I need some help right now to make that change, but that's not me. That's not who I am. I am not that person. I just happen to be doing that activity right now, and that's changing. That's something that's on its way out, but you're going to do it the right way. And studies have proven doing it the right way with the doctor's help, with any bad habit, gives you like almost like 100% more of a success rate in kicking that bad habit for good than does going cold turkey and just stopping on your own, because rebound is almost guaranteed unless you do it right. So do it right, guys. See a doctor. Kick those bad habits. They're limiting your life. They're limiting your ability to live your dream life and to make that your reality. The next is having a negative outlook. That's just like common knowledge. If you're negative about everything, all you're going to see is negative. If someone asked you today, how many red cars did you see? You're going to say, I freaking don't know how many red cars I saw. But if someone says to you tomorrow, I'll give you $50 for every red car you see, you will know every red car you saw by like the end of the day. So your outlook and what you pay attention to and your perspective is what you're going to see. If you think negatively and your mentality and your perspective is negative, all you're going to see is negative coming at you all the time, and that just makes you feel more negative, and it's a revolving door, guys. So see the positive. If a negative experience happens to you, look for the positive outcome in it. You learned something. You grew. Everything that's happened to you, good and bad in your life, makes you who you are today. And if you see any qualities in yourself that you like, you can thank yourself for going through all those negative and positive experiences, and even the worst experiences, because they help get you there. They help make those positive qualities that you have right now. Even the smallest positive qualities you wouldn't have without every experience you've gone through. So give yourself a pat on the back because you've gone through hell. Everyone has at some point, one way or another, and you're still kicking. So, like, you're doing good already. So, fear of change, that's another huge one. That's what blew my mind about these gentlemen I met last night. They just decided, I'm not happy in Bangladesh. Let's move to Canada. So, they planned it, they worked on it, they packed up, and they moved to Canada. What a terrifying nightmare when they don't know the language, they don't know what kind of careers they're going to get, they know their education isn't going to be validated in this country necessarily, that it's going to take some work, it's going to take years, they're going to have to do jobs that they're probably not comfortable with. The whole thing is just, they didn't even know where they were going to live when they moved here. They just took a chance, and they threw fear like into the wind, and took a chance and made a change, and they're happy. They were out last night, they were laughing, they're having a good time. Their lives aren't exactly what they want right now, but they feel so proud of themselves and feel so accomplished because they made that change. They took a chance, and they got over their fear and didn't let fear control them and make decisions for them. You have to be uncomfortable and not let your fear and your limiting beliefs make decisions for you. You have to make your own decisions logically and do what the right thing is, not what feels good. Because what feels good is against us. Our bodies, our brains are meant to keep us safe, not to keep us progressing and keep us making changes and growing and thriving and expanding our knowledge base and expanding our experiences. It's literally just meant to keep us alive. And if all you want to do is exist and be alive, then stay comfortable. But if you want to do more, then you got to do more. And that means being uncomfortable. So it is what it is. It's your choice. Comparing yourself to others. Stay the hell off social media unless it's positive things. If somebody you find a content creator that makes you feel good, I advise you to find someone who looks like you, someone who is in a profession, if it's a professional vlog or information source like you, or whether it's personal development or something you aspire to, even if it comes down to silly things like I do fashion and clothing videos and stuff like that. Maybe that's a soft spot for you. It's something you feel like you're uncomfortable with, you want to improve upon. So maybe some of my videos are helpful. Maybe they're not. Cancel me if they're not helpful. If they make you feel bad in any way, get rid of Deirdre Elizabeth. Don't watch. Only watch videos that are valuable to you, that increase and expand your knowledge and increase and expand your self-confidence and give you ideas, give you fresh ideas and ideas in things and areas that you haven't thought of already by yourself, because that's the value of other people. And social media is a great gift because we used to have to go out into the world to get ideas and learn from other people. Now, if we are paying attention to the right content creators, we can gain ideas, we can gain skills, we can learn things from other people right in the comfort of our own home, if in 5 minutes, if we have an extra 5 minutes. So it's a gift given to us. Don't let it go by the wayside and utilize it for silly things. Don't watch negative vlogs. Don't watch stuff that makes you feel badly about yourself. Don't watch content creators who are totally fake and who do nothing but flash all their goodies and all the amazing things they have all over the internet to try and make you feel bad about yourself or show how much they have, because that really adds no value to your life. Only watch something that adds value to you personally, emotionally, psychologically, academically, and socially, emotionally, and in your heart. Something that makes you feel good. Very important. Screen time, we just covered that. Don't spend your life focusing on other people's lives too much. When you're watching something on TV or on social media, watch it with the mindset of how can this help my life? What is this doing for me? How can I incorporate what I'm learning into my life to make my life better? Be your own main character. Make everything about you, what it can do for you, or else it's useless. There's no value. Make sure you set boundaries for yourself. Strong boundaries, no matter where it is, with family, with friends, with employers, with employees, with coworkers, with strangers, with dates, with every single person on the planet. Have your boundaries. It doesn't mean you have to be like a frigid, nasty witch, just or man, either one. Just set your boundaries. Have some basic rules for yourself. Acknowledge your own value. You can be empathetic. You can be understanding. You can be understanding that people make mistakes and might say the wrong thing or approach something in the wrong manner, and be understanding of that. But if you can understand why, and there's a legitimate reason behind it besides the fact that they're a foul, horrible human being, then maybe be understanding and just share your value and your boundaries with them in a respectful, kind way, and let them know that they didn't make you feel good by their comment, and you would really, let's communicate differently going forward. Or like, going forward, don't say stuff like that to people because it sounds terrible, and I know you don't mean it badly, but it sounds bad, and people will get angry or get their feelings hurt. That's an easy way to share something with someone without coming off as a rude, nasty witch. So it's easy to set your boundaries. And when it comes to professionalism, set your boundaries before things come up. Do it proactively, and do it by the way you treat others. Respect their boundaries. Don't ever gossip about people. Don't be part of the club, even if you want to fit in a new job. It's easy to want to fit in and get into the chatty girls club and start talking about what's going on in the lunchroom or around the coffee machine or whatever, or like when everyone's gossiping. Don't get into it. Don't get involved. Always be that person that everybody knows the rumor stops here, the buck ends here. If you tell me something, it's never going anywhere. If I hear a rumor, it's never passing through me going anywhere else. So it's pointless to come to me with rumors and gossip, because it just dies with me. It's not going to be much fun. And when you do that, you're showing people what you value and what your boundaries are. And don't do it, and people will tend to not do that about you either, because what people will do in front of you and about other people, they'll do to you just as easily. So don't disrespect other people. Don't talk about them. If your boss is nasty, think about what's great about them, and maybe what you're seeing as nasty is maybe them setting a boundary and them setting it strongly up front so you know not to cross it. And respect it and value it. Value them for their strengths. They're your boss for a reason. They got there. They worked hard. They have some knowledge. They have some experience. And no matter what their personality is, we can learn from them, because they're doing better than us right now. And we could be them, but we need to learn from them. So let's pay close attention to why they're the way they are, and let's learn the good things we can from them. Ignore the negative and absorb all the good. Take in the good and utilize it in self-development. We're almost done here. 2 more. Investing in yourself first. And I don't mean investing in stocks or savings and stuff like that. That's important. It's important to always save money. Everyone always says pay yourself first, save a little bit. But invest in things that, even if, like, I'm going to get hate for this and I don't even care. Even if it has to do with, sorry, I'm getting work emails. Sorry, even if it has to do with, you think you're ugly. If you think you're ugly, invest in some makeup and watch some makeup tutorials on YouTube, because there is a such thing as pretty privilege. It's gross and it's unfortunate and it's not nice, but it's real, everybody. It's a real thing. Good-looking people get further ahead. So do your best with what you got. And the other thing to remember is everyone's idea of what's good-looking is different. So you don't have to fit a profile of what you see on Instagram to be attractive and good-looking. As long as you follow some basic rules of hygiene and showing that you put effort and intention into your presentation, that is attractive. So, but if you've done all these things and you still hate yourself, pay for plastic surgery. Like, there's no end to what you can buy these days. You can get fillers, you can get your eyes fixed, you can get lipo, you can do whatever the hell you want. Don't ever get a Brazilian butt lift. People die getting them all the time, all over the world, and the stats are very highly unreported. So just a tip. But anyways, anything other than that, you can do it if you really want. And if it makes you feel better about yourself, you will present yourself better. You'll have a better aura. You'll feel more valuable, even though it might not be necessary. But what is necessary is that you feel your best. So I might not think you need it. I might think you're beautiful, but that's irrelevant. It's what you think you are is what matters, because you are your own main character. So do what makes you feel good, and don't give a damn what anybody else says. And by the way, it's nobody's business what you do to make yourself feel beautiful and good about yourself. It's only your business. And the last one is personal growth. Guys, always be learning, always be taking in, learn from people. Like I learned from those 2 gentlemen from Bangladesh last night. I learned so much from them. I've never spoken to someone so in depth about what it's like to move from one side of the world to the other, and to completely change cultures blindly with no expectations, and to just throw your caution to the wind and take that chance. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that. I'm not sure I would, part of it's my situation. I've got family, I've got kids that I'm looking after, but you know, the other side of it is, even if I didn't, I don't know if I have it. I think I'd like to think I would, but that's a brave ass move. Those guys have some steel. You know what? I don't know what I can say here without getting kicked off and blocked. Anyway, personal growth also comes down to educating yourself, and you don't need to pay for a huge high-end education. You can go on Google and educate yourself. There's Google courses you can take that are for free. If you want to pay some money, there's Coursera. There's all these websites where there are unlimited self-development courses. You can, and Coursera, I think you can take courses from Ivy League universities for like very low prices and have that education and just start building your portfolio. Build a portfolio of your life, of your accomplishments, of your value. At work, here's a tip for you. This is a big one. Keep in your email and keep on your desktop a brag folder. Call it a brag folder. And every email you get from anyone complimenting you, whether it be a client, a boss, a coworker saying, thank you, you did this for me, or you were from a customer saying you made a really big difference, anything you get that's positive, file it. File it. File it for your next performance review. And also, if anything negative ever comes up about you at work, or anything that you need like a coaching session, or when you come to your annual reviews and some negative things are said, you can also drop a few lines from your brag folder and say, that's true, but I also did these things too. So, because people always bring up the negative and they don't necessarily remember the positive. So make sure they remember. That's all. Make sure when people leave your presence, they always remember the positive things about you. And you can do that by being positive, being socially and emotionally intelligent, being knowledgeable in what you're opening your mouth about. If you're not knowledgeable, listen, don't talk. Listen, that's valued and respected more than anything, more than anybody who talks about something they don't know about, let me tell you. Because as soon as you talk about something you don't know about, your value goes from like here to like down there. And then everything you say going forward, people will assume you know nothing of. So you're better just to listen and learn and say, guys, I learned a lot today. Like, thank you. This was valuable for me. That shows a lot of emotional intelligence. And it shows respect for other people, respect for their knowledge, respect for their boundaries and their values. It does so much. So don't forget these 11 plus 10 points that I just made. And guys, you can make your dream life a reality. Save this video, watch it again, slow it down because I talked fast because I was fitting a lot in, and it's already like a 25-minute video and I didn't want it to be forever. And pay attention to what I'm saying because it's very important. You can have everything you want. You just need to approach the things that make you uncomfortable, because they do for a reason, and conquer them. Conquer those things. And then all of a sudden, everything in your life will be comfortable and you will be happy, and you won't be afraid to make the moves you need to make to get to where you want to be. So that's my tip of the morning. And good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. You'll probably see me again. I'm on a roll with my videos. See you soon.